Hi, welcome to Hope and Healing Homestead. Today I want to talk about morale boosting in emergency situations and just daily life and easy ways to do that. Back in 2020, when the world was facing that lovely pandemic, the world was facing also a pandemic of bad morale because of the lockdowns. You know, a lot of people really struggled with being at home all the time and not being able to do the things that they normally did in their daily lives. For my household, that really wasn't as much of the case. We were very fortunate in the fact that we had what we called our bubble. Our bubble being that we have my parents that live 2 doors down on the same road. I have an aunt that is 3 doors down on the same road. I have an uncle that is on our road in another house. I have a cousin in yet another house on the same road and his family. So we have a very close-knit family community, and our family was able to stick very close together. My parents and my aunt that live the closest, we literally locked down together because of my aunt being disabled and my parents being retired. We were all able to do a complete and total lockdown together. And we did our own church services together. We did do some church online. So we did our worshiping all together. We had meals together, which we do anyway. We have family meals together basically 6 nights a week, which is extremely important in times of stress. We have, because we're rural, we could get out without any problems. We were outside when the weather was good. We could go out in the woods, we could hike, we could work out in our garden, we could swim, we played lots and lots of cards. And that's one of the morale boosting things. I personally suggest lots of Uno and lots of Phase 10. If you have not tried Phase 10 yet with your family, I strongly suggest investing in that game. It is loads of fun for the family. Our family truly enjoys that game, and it is great because we have a very large family and it encompasses a lot of people. And so it's really good, fun, fast-paced game that you can stop and restart on different days right where you left off. But, there's all kinds of other things you can do. But coming up with a list of things that you might want to think about if there's ever something else that would happen. I mean, chances of another lockdown to me in the near future are probably fairly slim on one hand, but on the other hand, now that it's happened, what's to say it wouldn't happen again? However, weather-related things that keep you locked in your house, yep, sure, that's going to happen. We have health-related things that lock our family down on the very regular basis. So, think about those things. Books are a wonderful way for people to lift morale. We have a lot of books. And books are wonderful for educational things, great resources. We also homeschool, so I have a lot of books also because of that. We did things, nature activities, and things that Pinterest was my friend, very much my friend during the pandemic. There was lots of fun activities and things that we found to do. That's something that I suggest looking into, because there's all kinds of interesting ideas you can get on there. A simple bonfire, if you live in an area where you can do that, is loads of fun. Some marshmallows, make some s'mores with your family. Those are fun things. And one thing that this time of the year, right after Christmas, I also suggest doing the same thing right after Valentine's Day, is load up on the markdown chocolates. Now, some people are worried about freezing chocolates, but chocolate is an extreme morale booster for some people. The best way to freeze chocolate is to put it in your refrigerator for 24 hours and then freeze it. Make sure you have it in airtight containers with all the air out. Put it in your refrigerator for 24 hours and then freeze it. But a little piece of chocolate every now and then will boost the morale pretty well. One of the other things that was a big morale booster for our family that we have had for many years, many years, was a small snow cone machine. Yes, that may sound kind of silly to some of you, but believe me, for the children, it was a huge morale booster, and I tend to like it myself. But simple things can really boost morale. Now, to go along with that, recently, in the last year or two, I bought a countertop ice machine. Now, was it just to go with the snow cone machine? No, it was not. But in an emergency situation, being able to make ice, how fabulous of a morale booster would it be to be able to have ice in your drinks? What a morale booster will that be in 90 plus degree weather to have ice? Now, I can plug it in to my generators. I can plug it in to my solar backup. So I have ways I can do the ice. And I have the water resources to do it. Now, you would need those things in order for it to work well, but that is something to consider, and they are coming down in price all the time. But that's another emergency preparedness idea. But think morale every now and then. Morale is very important. A simple deck of cards, board games, they're fun. For little kids, bubbles go a super long way. Music, big fan of music. Now, at the same time that right when the pandemic happened, I found it very ironic at the time, and I still find it ironic, that is at the same time all that happened was when Disney, in particularly, sticks out in my mind, changed the way they did their channels and their streaming and things of that nature. That all got changed right at the same time. Now, did it work out well for all the children? Oh yeah, it did. I'm not going to deny that at all. But I do find it rather ironic. We also watched a whole lot of YouTube. Lots of educational YouTube. Now, granted, that's with supervision, and because there is inappropriate stuff, but there's a whole lot of very educational, appropriate things on YouTube. And there's all kinds of funny stuff on YouTube, and occasionally you can find a good movie on YouTube. But those are things to consider. What are you doing for morale? I got to thinking about this right after Christmas while I was freezing some chocolates. And yeah, and I just wanted to bring that to you. Let's think about, what are your morale boosters that you're working on? Because that is important, and it doesn't have to be a pandemic or a disaster that the world faces. What do you need for morale boosting for your own family when you can't get out? It's the everyday life things that we need to make as a daily thing. Exercising, one of them, as our lifestyles that help us. I personally think reading the Bible, meditating on scripture is huge. That to me is the biggest morale booster. But what will help boost your morale and your family's morale? And focus on that and integrate it into your lives now, so that when something does happen, that's what you go to in time of need. All right. See you in the next video. Bye now.